Snake. 19th century, during the British colonial time in India. Apparently, the British officials were terrified by large number of venomous cobra snake in the city. Now, to solve this problem, someone came with a brilliant solution. Money for each cobra snake. Money for each dead cobra snake. Now, the scheme works something like this. You go to a British official, bring a dead cobra snake and get some money. Now, Britishers' idea was to minimize the number of cobras present in the city. And as the local population was largely unemployed, they thought as soon as the locals will learn about the scheme, they will run, chase down the cobras, kill them and bring it to them. But what happened next, you won't believe. You remember, the local population was largely unemployed. They realized that there is a business opportunity. And instead of killing the cobras, they started breeding the cobras. So they had a reproduction center where the adult cobras were mated and the baby cobras were born. These baby cobras were killed and sold to the Britishers. Fantastic. Very soon Britishers learned about this practice and they scrapped off this bounty scheme. But they started arresting the people who were involved in this act. Now the local cobra breeders got terrified and they released all the cobras they had in the reproduction center. So ultimately, the net cobras in the city increased. Now, on a similar context, a friend of mine, he works for a US-based analytics company. So he was narrating with me a similar story. Now, there was an organization that used to provide car to its employees. Now, the car was basically used for personal and official use. However, there was no restriction in terms of number of kilometers or the amount of oil they can consume. They can use as much as they want. But with the increase in oil prices, the company started thinking. They started redevising their policy. But how to do it? They realized that there are certain employees who are consuming more oils and using more kilometers than the other employees. And therefore, they identify some 25 employees. On their company's entrance screen board, they presented a graph that showed the kilometers on monthly basis used by these employees. However, they did not mention any name. The idea of company was to make the people who are using more kilometers feel a little ashamed, a tad bit embarrassment, so that they can stop minimizing their kilometers uses. But what happened next, you never imagine. But in the company, there were some employees like me who looked at the graph and they read it completely differently. Now they thought, okay, there is someone who is using 5,000 kilometers. Oh wait, there is someone at 10,000 kilometers. I thought, what the heck am I doing? Okay, sweetie, you have been talking about the vacation, right? So this weekend we are going on a road trip. So there were many calls made like that. And plenty more road trips. What happened eventually? The net uses of car for the following month increased significantly. Now, you tell me, what happened wrong with both the cases? What went wrong? Why these schemes failed?
No punishment.
Exactly. No punishment. Okay.
No, showing the
Why
highest
these
number.
schemes
Showing the highest number.
Showing the highest number.
Yeah, people
Okay.
just think that
And
dangerous.
yes, please.
Feedback system was not studied properly.
Sorry, what?
Feedback system.
Feedback system was not studied properly. Yes. Yes, please,
The
please.
really intention was not declared
Yes.
to the people.
Okay, the
It was
intention
hidden.
was not
The
declared.
intention was
Okay.
hidden from the people.
And the tendency of people is find gaps in the systems.
Absolutely, the tendency is to find gaps in the system. So, there was some perspective gap between the management and the employees, between the cobras and the locals. So, there was some gap in perspective. The great intelligent people who crafted this scheme failed to realize that each and every action have consequences. And these consequences have consequences. And the consequences of these consequences have consequences. It's complicated. It's indeed complicated. And with so much of complications, our decisions can never be perfect. But it can be smarter. It can be wiser and bolder. So how we take decisions which are smarter? How we make our choices? Well, this is the next big question. So are you guys interested in making some of the right choices in your life?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then you have to perform a small exercise with me. Okay? With your forefinger, the pointer finger, you have to write E on your forehead. Come on, everyone, please. A capital E, E for elephant.
Ah,
Okay, a capital E. Okay? Now there are two possible ways you all could have written. The first way is writing it like this. Like this. Now this is my point of view. For me, it's an E. But for you, it's not an E. And the other way is writing it like this. It's not an E for me, but for you, it's an E. Perspective. This is an experiment which is done by most famous world social psychologists to understand and measure the perspective taking. How we contemplate and think about perspective of others. How we jump from our own head and see our point of view from someone else's point of view. This is called the study of perspectives. So ladies and gentlemen, I have a small request tonight. Next time when you're making such a big decision in your life, make sure that before thinking about you, you think about. Thank you.